Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Homeless Veteran Transition Program, Veteran Rescue Mission. I am the founder of that amazing program, so blessed to be so. I'm Pastor John McClain, and we're here with another amazing show for you, some amazing guests. I'm just so blessed and honored to have them here, but as we all know, this would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give grace and give blessing to a very loving Father that makes it so we can all be so blessed and so enjoyed. And I usually do that with the Lord's Prayer that goes a little something like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So all that being said, I'm still going to keep it secret from you beautiful listeners, but I got a lot of cool stuff going on in my life. And with that, I've been able and blessed to meet so many amazing people, and in my opinion, some of the kind of the diamonds in the rough, the unknown celebrities in the city of Tucson that I've been blessed to meet with, to plan with, and to learn more about. And one of a couple celebrity, a little powerhouse couple that we have going here in Tucson, they run a beautiful show, a podcast called Herm's House Podcasts. And before you ask me, John, what is Herm's House Podcast? I don't want to ruin it for you. We have on David and Christine that are the connoisseurs of Herm's House Podcast. So thank you and welcome to the show in the first place.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will have you guys, take it over and tell our listeners, what is Herm's House?
Sure, I'll let you go.
Well, yeah. So Herm's House came together just because being in the military, a lot of people will always come over to our house, and David and I are just very quirky in the stories and the way that we get along. Mm-hmm. And everybody would always tell us, you guys need a podcast or a show or something, because the information that you guys share, the relationship you have, the advice that we give, everyone is just always like open to hearing it. And so we're like, well, okay, let's try it. Let's put this podcast together. Let me buy a couple things off Amazon and we'll just run with it and see how it goes.
And so how long would you say people were telling you guys you should do that? Have they always told you that?
Yeah, ever since. I mean, we've been together now a little over 10 years. And ever since then, I mean, just our dynamic and the way we interact with each other. And, turns out I make people laugh every once in a while. Okay. And when you can put me in front of a microphone or a camera or whatever, I guess I do the same thing. So yeah, I mean, just to quickly explain the whole Herms part, our last name is Hermosillo. And me growing up in West Texas, not a whole lot of people can say Hermosillo. Yeah. So they shortened it to Herm. It was Hermie at first, and then whenever I got into the military, it became Herm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and ever since then, it was just Herm, and then everybody's going to Herm's house.
So you've pretty much been Herm for a good part of your life.
Ever since I was in 7th grade.
Interesting. Yes, that makes sense. I was McClain. I was McClain in the military. Right. I still have friends to this day that call me McClain. So yeah.
Yeah, it's weird when people do call me David because it's the government name, and people say, "Hey, David." So I was like,
"Oh, you money? What?
Am I in trouble?" Like, especially if she calls me David, then absolutely, she's like, "Okay, she's being serious," and she's not allowed to call me Herm. In fairness, we had that conversation whenever we first started dating.
Okay.
I'm like, my friends call me Herm because that's how we were friends at first, and then we weren't friends anymore. And I was like, you can't call me Herm. That's weird.
So once you weren't friends anymore and she couldn't call you Herm, now what is it?
It's Babe.
It's Babe.
Yeah. Unless he's in trouble and he's in trouble, it's David.
Well, it's usually in Spanish. Let's be fair, it's usually in Spanish.
Yeah. This is true.
Yes, then that's how I know.
And is it like a little bit more shrill when she says,
yeah. It's not loving. It's not loving to say it.
And we have a junior, so we have a David Jr., so I can just say David, and both of them like perk up. Like,
Okay.
oh no, mom's mad.
There's no like a different inflection on the. It could.
No,
yeah, it's probably meant for both of you because because it's somehow your fault if he does something wrong as well. I imagine.
Well, I mean, I probably helped him, but
yeah, I can see that.
That's
I can
fair.
for sure. So now bring us to when you did start Herm's House. Once you kind of got into it, what were some of the growing pains that you guys went through as you did it, and then from there, paint a picture in our minds of what if someone were to tune into Herm's House, what could they expect?
Yeah, I think a lot of the growing pains for me was just the audio and learning how to make sure that our mics were working or even on. I think one episode, the echo button.
It was pure echo.
It was all echo.
It was like all reverb.
We were like, this is the Herms live. Yeah, so we had to do like a
Didn't
disclaimer.
get a lot of listens.
No, everybody's like, we tried. It was funny. I'm like, it's such a good episode. We have to just drop it. And so I think, but the meaning behind it and the messages that we're sending and just the conversations we're having has just pulled us through to keep going and work through those challenges. And I'm always researching on YouTube, like, how do I stop this from happening and getting our skills better in that sense. But together, I think just our conversations and the things we say and we enjoy doing it. So it's something that just has kept us going.
Yeah.
And I usually just plug in my microphone and open my laptop, and then she does the rest.
Yeah. Well, it's nice when it works out that way. Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
It hasn't really been too difficult for me.
You're like, this is no challenges whatsoever.
Yeah.
This has been perfect.
Yep.
So when you decided to do it, you decided to get into it, what was what was kind of like the grand scale? Was it just simply, okay, we know we're entertaining, we know we got some good information, we share with people, or was there this grander dream of like, we know we can achieve X but we just got to put one foot in front of the other?
Well, the reason that we actually did it to begin with was we kind of convinced ourselves like we have a good dynamic in a sense of we're both veterans. Okay. And then we started out as friends, became, of course, we got married eventually. For whatever reason, she decided to go along with that.
That was really nice of her, wasn't it?
I was like, are you sure? And then even before our wedding, I told her, I was like, you're sure? Okay. And she said yes, so whatever. And then, she had two kids.
She just like looked at the ring the whole time. She's like, yeah.
It was a tiny ring. No, don't get it wrong, John. It was a tiny ring. It was,
okay. Fair enough.
But in fairness, I did propose to her with her grandmother's ring that her grandfather proposed to her with. So it was.
Did you ask for her hand?
No, it was I did ask for the ring for the hand, but she had already been married. She had two kids. So
okay. So you didn't.
I feel like that part was already
interesting.
Yeah. And that was just, I don't know.
Yeah, the nickname for that ring, my great grandmother called it Mount Baldy.
Okay.
Because the diamond was so tiny.
Oh, that cute little thing.
It was a cute little thing.
It was the sentiment behind it.
I mean, just for those that are listening and not watching, you've upgraded her since. So that was very nice of you. Yeah. I've been wanting to take a picture of it to show my wife because she has a similar design.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah. But I haven't because then she'll want a bigger ring.
Of course.
So.
And that was all me also.
Yeah.
They can't hear it, but I'm shaking my head. Yes.
Yeah. He gave me a budget. I'm like, so can I add on to that budget? I'll pay for the rest.
I'll pay for the rest.
Yeah. Well, that was nice of you.
Sure.
Yeah. 21st century, modern woman, all that fun stuff.
It was our 5-year anniversary. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we looked at it like that was the dynamic we had, and then we had a child together. So not only were each of us a step parent to each other's children, then we had a child together. And let's be fair, he's the majority of our content because everybody loves Gordy, and he is the one that we can't go anywhere in the school or we play sports all over the sports. Hey, it's Gordy, and he's just like, hey, what's up, man? And he's 6, so he's already got his dad's personality. He's definitely not an introvert like his mother. So he's.
I don't think either one of you is introverts, but having hung out with you, I could see how you can be a little bit more reserved than Herm is. So I won't call you by your government.
Yeah, it definitely takes me a little bit to get out of my shell, but I think when I'm on the show, like the shell's gone, and so I feel like I can just be myself, especially with David. Like we can just communicate, and that wall is gone.
So for people who want to listen to your show, how can they do that?
Well, they can log on to YouTube. It is on Herm's House Podcast. That is our channel. And then you could also find us on Instagram and Facebook. We just put little tidbits on there, but that's the best way to find us. Apple?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Any
all those-
streaming
Apple,
service.
Spotify.
You
all
can
the
tell I
goodies.
do all
yeah.
the
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
technical
yeah.
work.
I was letting him run with it. I'm like, let's see how
let
this
the
goes.
marketing specialist speak next time.
I'm really good at it, I tell you.
So, Herm, Christine, thank you so much. Definitely everybody check out Herm's House podcast. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And as always, want to thank our sponsors, Proper Villains for Tucson, We Care Tucson, 100 Plus Guys Who Gives, White Stallion Ranch, Tucson Tool Shop, Don Till Dust Landscaping, Ramirez Cleaning, Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, Hope Dealers Global, Tucson Tamale Company, Herm's House, Mental Health Podcasts, Masterpiece Studios, and Pep Inc. We'll have all that and more after the break, so don't go anywhere. Unless you're going to tell your mom how good the show is, because it's a very good show.
The Common Good Radio Show. The Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McClain, Tucson's favorite family show.
Yes, indeed. This is Tucson's favorite family show. There was a poll done, and yeah, we won. Congratulations. Yay. Probably not really. But this is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain, and we are happy to be here with you more. And as I promised you, we have another amazing guest for you. We have someone who surprisingly hasn't been here in studio with us for a while. I think he's been too busy holding it down, taking pictures and making sure that the show runs smoothly. But he is my right-hand man, the associate producer of the Common Good Radio Show, Mr. Martin Walls.
Oh, thank you for having me on today.
For sure. A man of many talents and many skills. But as I mentioned, the Common Good Radio Show, the Common Good Media Group, all the different shows, all the different things, that the TV show, everything we've done, it wouldn't run as smoothly as it had if it wasn't for you. So let me start off with thank you, brother, for that.
It's been a blessing just working with everything, all the, everything that we do, you know, and it's highlighting the good works in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so this almost like I want to definitely have you on today, so we can almost do a half year in review, almost a Common Good Radio in review, because I feel like it's been a long time since we really spoke to how many amazing guests we've had on the show, how many amazing events we've been able to host and go to, how many how thankful we are to our sponsors and partners that have been able to allow us to do this show for so long. I mean, you've been with us for, it feels like, for a really long time now.
Year and a half now.
Yeah, and the show's been going on years before that. So it's just, it's been such a blessing. I guess kind of opening it to you, what has been one of or some of your favorite memories so far working around our Common Good family?
Oh my, the networking, the marchathon, that I really look forward to this next year, because I know it's just going to be that much better than it was last year. You know, the networking events, getting out and meeting all the people, talking with them, hearing what they're doing out in the communities, seeing what's being done. Like last night at the 100 Plus Men Who Give. You know, it was lend a hand at the end of the day, senior assistants, that we all voted that's where the money should go into our community. And seeing that and being a part of it also has just been, those avenues wouldn't have opened up to me otherwise if you wouldn't have asked me on board.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely, again, it's just been such a blessing to have you on the team. But you definitely make a good point about just the networking, whether it's the networking events that we hosted every week for over a year at the Arizona Sands Club,
that was so fun.
Or the Better Business Bureau events we go to, the Sands Club events, the group, what else we got? We got Hero Breakfast at the station, a Marana Chamber Breakfast,
Hispanic
the first
Alliances breakfast.
There's just like so many of these different networking events that we've either helped create and facilitate or that we attend. Speak to what you've learned about the value of networking since being part of this community versus before? Because I know myself, before this past 6 or 7 years of doing Common Good Radio Show, I really didn't value networking the same way I do now.
And I have to start with about 2 years ago, because my mindset wouldn't have even thought on that. One of the businesses that I was working towards a partnership in, they believed strong in networking, and I was kind of against it. I was kind of like, well, with social media now, you can really get out there without having to really be face-to-face. But until you experience that networking with face-to-face other businesses and individuals, you can't really see the power of it, of just that association with somebody who might recognize that somebody else, just a partnership, a networking partnership, somebody that or an associate, that comes across somebody that may need your services, or that a business where somebody else that you just met might need somebody else's service. That those networking events have facilitated that in my own sphere of people that I know, just tremendously, referring them to our sponsors. And not just because they're our sponsors, but because the sponsors that we do take on, they are high quality. They're not just run-of-the-mill people or run-of-the-mill businesses. They genuinely care about what they do. They know exactly what they're doing within their field of knowledge, and they do it very well.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before or during the break that most of the people that are part of that Common Good community or the Common Good network, we all are trying to give or trying to help people in some capacity. So having partners or sponsors that, like, they're not only about doing plumbing and heating and cooling, but they're also at Interfaith Community Services to help feed, and they're also trying to help us at our march to help the homeless veterans. Like it has some extra push.
Well, and within that, that's been part of my prayers is, thanking God for raising up leaders and building our community, healing our community, and watching it take place. The only way that it takes place is when we all get involved. And within that, it's getting involved in our community and those that are in need around us. Love thy neighbor, caring for other people. If we were in their shoes, how would we want to be treated? And that's exactly my approach with it. And I see everybody else, the sponsors, yourself, we're all like-minded within that. This is, the action is the love. It's not just getting out there and telling them, hey man, you need to change your life. They know where they're at. The homeless and unhoused, they know where they're at, and they know the provision that's there before them. And all we can do is be there for them. And I see this within, just all the different community that we do network with, that everybody has a compassion for those who are hurting.
I definitely have my, some of my favorites of the different people that we've been able to work with throughout the years. But one of the things it's been so awesome to just see through you is how it's not just a matter of like, as we do our elevator pitch, like, hey, Common Good Radio Show, we do this, we'd love to partner with you, blah, blah, blah. But there's just so many other projects I've seen you be part of, or other things that have allowed you to really spread your wings and show your other talents, and maybe even find, calling in other places through this networking. So speak to that a little bit.
Wow. For many years, I was able to give my talents to other people and other businesses and be able to build that up. And one thing that, since I've been with you, that I've seen is I can apply that to more than just other people. I can apply that to my own life, and I really hadn't before. And I think there was a lot of limiting beliefs not that I think, there were limiting beliefs in my life that have been getting worked through. And yourself, Andres Reese, you guys have been just these essential tools in my life that have helped lift those lids that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to. And within that, it's been just this great journey with everything in this. And it's I kind of at a loss of words with most of it, because it's just this overwhelming transition in my own life of watching things be applied to hopefully future events and future things that that I have before me, that I'm seeing before me, and it's like, okay, I'm putting everything in kind of this cooler box for 30 days and reviewing everything, these ideas that I have, seeing whether they're viable, whether I can actually move forward with them, whether the return of investment of time is there. And these are the things that I've learned through being with Common Good, is how to be able to apply it, not only, within in that aspect of my personal life, but also how can I apply that with you? How can I apply that with Common Good and expand our mission, and expand that the whole aspect of what we're doing to be a greater impact upon the community.
Awesome. We got probably about like 30 minutes before we leave. And as I've mentioned regularly, you're one of the greatest artists that I know. So if someone wants to utilize your services to commission an art piece, or you are a pretty amazing tattoo artist, how can they utilize your services? You
can either call or text 520-243-0312. Preferably text, because I do get a lot of calls and stuff like that. If it's, let me know, what you're looking to get, and, I'll get back with you.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Martin Walls, thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I am Senior Pastor John McLean. Thank you all for listening. I also want to invite you, if you need a plumber and you need them fast, call the Punctual Pros at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. They're on time, every time, or they pay you. Yeah, I said that. They pay you if they're not on time. So call them today, 520-399-7992. It's the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. We love you. See you next time.